This video is about omnicide and police in action. Omnicide is the destruction of all life. As you can see with chemtrails, the trees are in great distress, and so are all the plants. So we're asking all police to search all planes for chemtrail chemicals and look for nozzles and make sure that no pushback occurs unless the plane is completely inspected, and these trails here that you see here on the screen now can never ever be produced anywhere at any time. So all deliveries to all airports must be checked for chemicals, and no takeoffs will be allowed with chemicals on board to produce these kinds of trails that you see on the screen right now. What's interesting is the high bypass turbofan jet engine. It is nothing but a set of fan blades, just like an airboat in the Everglades. Yes, of course, there's emission exhaust from the turbine, but look at the size of the fan blades. It's a high bypass turbofan engine. Fan blades never produce trails of any sort, period. And at cruising altitude, the humidity is so low that you would get rapid diffusion. You would never see anything. What's interesting is Australia projected population in 2014, it's 23 million. And 11 years later, it's going to be down to 8.9 million. Australia, wake up. Your population is going to decrease from 23 million to 8.9 million over an 11-year period. This is where I am asking all people who are police officers and politicians and heads of state to go first. Be part of the population reduction. Go first. Protect the public and be the ones to be reduced. Cancel yourselves, because you're not protecting the population. Look at these forecasts. You're not even talking about this population reduction here in Australia from 23 million to 8.9 million. Canada, population in 2014, 35 million, expected to go down by 10 million in 11 years in 2025 to 25 million. Can all government people go first? Be first in the population reduction. Be first. Stand in line first to be reduced. Now the UK. Population in 2014, 64 million. Projected in 2025, 23 million. From 64 million to 23 million in 11 years, that's a great population reduction. I'm asking all police officers and all government employees and heads of state to go first. Go first. Cancel yourselves. Bring your families with you. Or talk about this. Talk about these numbers. The United States of America, population in 2014, 319 million. Projected population in 2025, 65 million. That's over 200 million people in 11 years. Over 200 million people are going to die based on these forecasts. And when you see the chemtrails and the cell towers and everything else, what's going on, police and government people, you go first or you start talking about it. Talk about 319 down to 65 million in the US. High bypass turbofan jet engines cannot produce trails, period. We have to question all airport deliveries and question all takeoffs. We need the police to do your jobs and protect the public, or be part of the population reduction by going first. Check all deliveries. Pilots, you too. Everybody who works at an airport, you too. Check all deliveries. Report to the public anonymously if you have to. Now, to find out which chiefs of police and deputy chiefs of police and inspectors and superintendents who did not protect the public against chemtrails in Ontario, Canada, go to the website here on this page. We're asking police to stop chemtrails based on common law. Section 42, subsection 3 says the police officer has the powers and duties ascribed to a constable at common law. That means they can go in anywhere and they can check anything. They can stop deliveries, they can stop takeoffs, they can do anything. These high bypass turbofan engines, they're nothing but Everglades fan boats. Everglades airboats, just nothing but a fan. It's the fan that's producing the thrust. Yes, there is some thrust from the engine, but it's nothing. It's maybe 10 to 15%. The main output of this engine is air. These engines, the main thrust is air, not engine exhaust. So we're asking all pilots to make sure that every plane that you take off in, doesn't matter what kind of a plane, that you make sure there's no chemicals on board for spraying, and that you've been cleared by a person who wants to make sure there's no chemtrails, no trails in the sky anymore ever. And we're asking police to be the ones, because me, I'll get shot trying to do this. You might get shot trying to do this. We need a cop to stand up and protect us, or go first in the population reduction.